Hauser.
Hello, greetings.
Hello,
My name
welcome
is
to the
Linda
Senate
Sawyer.
Oversight Committee.
Hi. And I volunteered as a poll challenger. I am also a registered nurse, and I'll tell you why I'm going to throw that one in. I am from Detroit. I'm from District 6. We have some thick skins where I'm from. And I volunteered the night of the election. So I was the 10 at night to the 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. shift. Definitely a hostile environment when I walked in. I did not expect to see what I saw. And part of the hostility was definitely COVID. They used that as an excuse from the minute we walked in. And it was also an excuse to throw people out. You could have had your mask below your nose, and it was an excuse to throw you out. And the reason I put that in as a nurse is we all know that COVID is spread by droplet. The reason we wear our masks is so that we don't sneeze on people. We know that a sneeze or a cough can spread 6 feet. So we wear a mask so that we don't spread it. So if it's below your nose, it doesn't matter if you're breathing. They use that as an excuse to throw people out. And the whole irony of it is you had to stay 6 feet away from people so that we were forced not to see the ballots. But at the end of the day, when it was time to go home, they had us leave at the end of the room, and it was by escalator. So if you can imagine just a herd of cattle going up the escalator on the way out, that was okay. You could all smash in like a herd of cattle on the way out, and it was fine. So if you were trying to keep people safe, it did not matter at the end of the day. But as you were watching ballots, it made a difference. They kept us away from the ballots on purpose. They used COVID to throw us out. And at the end of the day, didn't matter. You could all smash in and leave the building okay. It was fine. So they used COVID as an excuse. And as a nurse, I found that despicable, totally despicable. They used it to keep me from my monitor, told me I had to stay 6 feet away, but yet the supervisor stood between me and the monitor. So I'm going to flash forward to 2 o'clock in the morning. At midnight, Trump was ahead 10%, which was an unusually high amount. To about 2 o'clock in the morning, my monitor went down. It totally rebooted. So unless you can tell me there wasn't a data dump, there wasn't a data breach, I don't believe that the numbers were true, because when I went home and woke up, all of a sudden Biden was ahead. We had processed 120,000 votes by midnight out of the 170,000 absentee ballots we were expecting. So I assumed we were missing about 50,000, and all of a sudden Biden was now missing. And Sidney Powell did discuss something about this in Rudy Giuliani's press conference, and I do believe I did witness that. And the voting had stopped in the middle of the night. So unless you were one of the few processing tables, you would not have seen this rebooting of the laptops.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Sawyer? Senator Tice.
Sorry, there's a theme here. So when you were watching people get thrown out, did you know whether or not they were Republican or Democrat as they were getting booted
It
out?
depends if they clapped or not. Anytime they clapped, you knew that was a Republican. And I had never heard of anyone that wasn't a Republican getting thrown out.
That was my next question. So you're not aware of anybody that didn't have Republican credentials getting?
No, but you could tell us. Our credentials were huge. Any other person just said election challenger in a very small tag, and we had bright yellow wristbands on. So you could tell who we were. We had obstructors too. So I've got more in my affidavit. I just didn't want to be redundant. So I did see election irregularities at my particular table, including non-processing of ballots. There was a certain process that the table went around. So I saw ballots not being processed, just taken out and put back in and stacked up. So they weren't even sent to the tabulator to be processed. This could have been hundreds of ballots. This could have been from a Trump precinct. And Artesia Bomber, who testified earlier, we were at that same table intermittently. She saw it was a Trump ballot. She testified that she saw it being put back in. In my affidavit, these were the tens of ballots that I saw being stacked back up and not tabulated.
Thank you.
Any
you very
other
much, Ms. Blair.
questions?
No, seems to be all now. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Ms. Hawley Spalding? Following